Josh here, and today I'm working on some cursive words on a rail fence block. Let's get down to it. Now, I've found what's most comfortable for me is to go from top to bottom with these cursive L's here. Off a bit there, but that's okay because the shrinkage of the batting will most likely hide that, and your average person won't even notice it. So let's just keep going. Get back into the trench here. See what I did there? I actually messed up my flow. Usually I follow the line along as you would with cursive writing. Remove the pin more here. Okay, there it goes again. That is even worse this time, but we're just going to continue on. But I don't like this direction anymore, so I'm going to change. Now that is a lot more comfortable. I think my first time around, since these cursive L's were so close to the edge, it was easier to go up and down because it was right on the border, but now this is more in the middle of the block. It's a lot easier to go right to left. Okay, well there's that right there, and you can see the mistakes, especially here. That's for me, that's unacceptable, but it's interesting that I bring that up because in my first block you can see what happened right here, and that's way more than 1/8 of an inch. So what I did was I just came back, went on the line, and just travel stitched back. And it made me think of a good analogy. Free motion quilting is like using a pin instead of a pencil when you're writing, because when you have a pencil, you have an eraser at the end of it. You can just erase it and no one will know the difference. But you got a pin, that line's always going to be there. So when you make a mistake, you go back and you just make it make it darker, go over the fix several times with your ink. Now we will begin our hearts and our cursive love. Could be named for a 1980s boy band, Cursive Love. One thing Leah taught me, especially when doing hearts, when you get to the middle of the heart, right there, stop, because that kind of gives you a nice point. And with hearts, I rotate a lot. It just makes things a lot easier for me. Well, you can see a huge mistake there, but let's just keep going, not focus on it. Just do better the next time. You know, actually, that That's too bad. I'm going to go back over and do it again, just like I said. Just remember, you make a mistake with the pin, you go back, now do some travel stitching, really make that line show up better. There we go. Okay. Now we're moving on to the cursive word, and with cursive writing, I like to go in the direction you would write in as if you were actually writing it. I find that a lot easier because my hand is trained to write in cursive. And it actually translates over to the machine, at least I've found. And there's the L, moving on to the O. I did this the first time around too, flipping it with the V there. Oh, it's just easier. There we go. And finishing up with the E. Okay, now we're going to do our little hearts. Again, rotation here is key. Boom. Get oriented a little bit better. There we go. And there we have cursive letters and hearts in a rail fence block. This one isn't too technically challenging. There's a lot of curves. Not so much travel stitching, unless you make a big mistake, which with curves I really go off the lines with them. I'm still having trouble mastering them. So, but just don't lose it, and just keep quilting through it. So my name's Josh Day, and you just watched a video for the Building Blocks Quilt Along. You can pick up your pattern today at leahday.com. Until next time, let's go quilt.